Yo, Chennai City, let's go. For the coffee store.
Hi, this is Shrikant Rajan. Today, I'm very excited to share with you something that I did recently. I started dabbling into agentic AI, and these are very interesting concepts. And I did an application recently. Just it took me a few days to do this, probably 2 or 3 days with Gen AI around. I think things are pretty simple these days, I guess. So I will walk through my app and I first talk about why do we need this app, and then I walk through the app, and we'll also discuss the source code. First of all, if you have been writing proposals, right, one of the key problems in the proposal world is writing the right thing, right? That's been a biggest deal. Like whenever you make a movie or a song or whatever, right, you have to realize your audience and you need to know exactly their pulse and what they are looking for into this. I think this applies even to when you write proposals. You need to know who is reading it and who is evaluating a proposal. So this whole exercise of reviews is becomes very important. So it's a mind-boggling thing. Once think about this, you sit and write wonderful solution on a paper with your great experience, and then somebody comes and reviews it and says that it's bad, right? And the friction there is quite high, and generally the reviews are complicated. And invariably, what we do is that we start writing for the reviewers rather trying to address the real requirement on the proposal. So this is the problem that happens everywhere in the Beltway areas. Definitely, if you have been in a company in that, you would understand and resonate with me here right away. This tool that I wrote is to reduce that friction of reviews. Well, like, what if like you had a tool that reviewed you automatically before even releasing it out to the reviewers, the real human reviewers? How would it help, right? So this is where this whole Gen AI and agentic AI walks in. And the review assistant that I wrote is going to do that exactly. And I have been trying that for a few days now, and it's been okay. The reason it's okay, I would say, is because I am using a local LLM that's running on my laptop. So it's got its limitations. But however, if you decide to scale this, maybe you can use OpenAI, but OpenAI is not cheap. So just bear that in mind. You would really get good results with some more hyper intelligent LLMs out there in the world today. So with that wonderful introduction, I guess let's look into the app. You can already see it on the screen here. As you can see that I named it as Agent Holmes. You know who Holmes is, Sherlock Holmes. I read a lot of Sherlock Holmes. So the job of Holmes is to go into your proposal, look deep into it, tell you what is there and what is not there, and make this experience a little bit more pleasant than what it is now with the humans. Right? That's the whole idea. But I did make Holmes to be a little bit more blunt on me also, so that to keep it interesting. So the key features of Holmes, Agent Holmes, is that it will automate the review. It will automatically review the proposals with the reference that you give it. So how do you do that? Is you build a corpus where you go and upload all the artifacts related to the actual proposal, and then it builds its own corpus of information that is used for reviewing. And the moment you upload your content into this as a PDF, it will use that corpus, and your large language model will investigate it deep down, and it will annotate, highlight, tell you what is there in it, what is not in it. It will give you a detailed feedback, which you can view it on the screen. And all these activities that you do are all retained so that you can trace back, see what it really did. So these are the key features I came up with. One of the wonderful things about this, where we are at, right, this Gen AI, like if you are a good architect, if you understand your system well clearly ahead, right, and you should be able to do this application probably in 3 days with utilizing Gen AI. That's how it is, because Gen AI, like OpenAI or whatever you use, Gemini, whatever you use, right? They are full stack engineers. You just have to tell them exactly what is required, and they're going to write you the source code. Of course, there will be hallucinations. They will add something that's not required, but that's where your expertise come in, judgment comes in. You have to be a good judge watching it, but it's pretty easy. So all whatever you are seeing here, right? My hands-on effort was there, but generally some of them are generated automatically. It's pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. So the solution is very simple. That is a React front end. That is a back end that runs with Flask. And we have got AI integration here with Mistral and Olama models that is running on my powerful Mac, M4 Mac, because you need the juice to run this. SQLite retains all whatever we do. As you can see, the flow chart on the left side. One thing I like to do is whenever I demonstrate something, right, I have a landing web page where I clearly like explain the application so that somebody who is looking at this application, it is easier for us to explain to them. It's kind of a help thing that I add generally when you do a demo. So if you see here, the front end is React. There is some API request comes here. If the flow is here, mentioned here, maybe I will take the screenshot of it and I'll upload it somewhere. You can have a detailed look at it. So with this is the home page. So we'll first look into our corpus web page. Here is where the AI generates a huge corpus of information. And I have already generated few, which probably you can have a look at it here. So these were all generated corpus from a proposal. I took a old FDA proposal that was living in my laptop for 100 years from old proposal that's gone. Probably this happened a long time ago. And it went and picked up the key information that they are looking at for Purdue data management project probably, and it tells you the key things that you will be reviewed on, or the evaluators of the proposal are looking and what is the problem that they are trying to solve here. So it picks up very important aspects so that you need not read the whole proposal again, because the proposal contains a lot of things. But when you're writing a solution, technical solution, you need things that are more technical, and this would do that. Sorry, I call it as corpus. So go back to the corpus. You got many corpuses here that I did. I can upload, give a corpus name here, saying demo online. Sorry, my keyboard is in Tamil, my mother tongue. I apologize for that. Let us say test corpus, and we can give a description. So testing for the demo, whatever description, we'll give a date for you to backtrack to this because you need the records. And this is the proposal I have here. It's a BPA. So I'm going to pick this up, and I can add multiple documents here, but for benefit of the speed and other things, I'm going to choose one document. This can do, it can go and read through multiple documents and build a corpus. I'm going to click create corpus and wait for a few minutes. As we go back, I'll show what is happening in LLM here that you can see. This is the LLM that's running in the backend of Llama. It is it is doing limitations. I'll talk about this. Whenever you operate with LLMs, they have their limitations. The tokens are limited. So, for example, you can see it will allow you only a limited number of tokens. It's some number 2,900 or 950 or something for Llama. And the way I did this is I go and chunk them into smaller pieces of 2096 cache, something like that, and then that is run through, and it is still processing it. So give it a few more minutes. There you go. It came out. As we did this, now we can see that it had generated clearly what they are looking for and what is the requirement. Let's take one. For example, take this liquid project. You'll have a keep up meeting to discover scope of work, blah, blah, blah. A lot of things based on the requirement. Everything is mentioned here. And the subsections are identify, the contractor will identify. So this is the corpus that we have right now. And now comes the big game, right? Let's move on. So you saw, so I do have, we can make any number of corpuses, corpa, actually, that's the right word for corpa, any number of corpa here, and put them there. And I can keep track of them. And I give the date there, and you know when this was made and all. So now next we'll go to the big business here of Holmes doing the job, right? This is a slow process because it's going to read a big proposal and give you that. So I'm going to give it is for my reference. So I'm going to say proposal review, um, fourth cycle or something, right? Then it'll ask me choose the corpus that you want. So this is the one that we did just now. I'm going to click that. So what I'm just explaining here with an help text to say corpus is an AI generated reference material. So for somebody who's using it for the first time. So this is a proposal that I wrote quickly, generated some of them for the demo, and I can upload and wait. Now, as you see, agent is now reviewing. It's going to take a minute here, as you can see that it is chunking here one by one. These things are chunked, and it's, our LLM is dealing them in chunks now. As we move into this, it will take few minutes. Before that, until this happens, let me explain you the source code. As you can see that this is the actual source code that I wrote, and these are the pages. It's if you know React, you would understand this is dirty. It is not professional thing I'm doing. So some of them might look dirty, and that's how it is nature of the animal. But definitely we can change all this and improve it, make it production level code. So the magic happens somewhere here, called in the backend. I call it as app.qi. As you can see, this running still here on this side. So let me close the terminal that's going on. So if you see here, this is where I have my template for my LLM. As you can see, the template, we call as prompt template. It's well organized. We have to write this very carefully. You have to think through like what you require. And this comes by trial and error sometimes. So you need to keep tuning this one as the proposal changes. This the prompt will change. So I have hard coded this here, but sometimes I used to store it. We can store it in an external thing and change them at the runtime, and we can do a lot of things with this later down the line. But for easiness, now I just hard coded this. Similarly, for the Karpa, when you build the corpus, similar approach I use, and this is the review that's happening now. This is for the review. So I gave it very clearly, be very critical, identify weakness in the content, go deep. These are some of the be verbatim provides feedback in a strong tone on the proposal alignment, because this is what the proposal reviewers do. So we could tell it to be much more nicer to us, but I just want to have the right thing out there so that we will see what has happened in the application right now. As you can see, we have the proposal here on the right side, and the reviews are coming out here very clearly. As very clearly sees the strengths. The proposal demonstrates clear understanding of requirements of FDA, because I generated it based on and including need for analytics AI integration. And it is also giving you suggestion for areas of improvement. As you can see, when the proposal outlines the strategy, it does not explicitly discuss implementing data service or design a backend infrastructure. So it is saying what is not there and gives you an overall assessment, and this moves on per section, and you can read this and do wonders with this. Take a copy of this, it's available. Other things like I can export this, or it is available in the database. And then we can also do one thing, we can do much more deeper reviews, as these are the reviews that I already have, and this is our latest one. You can see the clock here. So I'm going to click on analyze the reviews and wait for a few minutes. It is now going to do something very, very interesting. It is going to go into the PDF and the reviews, and you are going to see what is happening now. Just give it a few more minutes. It will come because it takes time to review. So we'll go back to the source code again. And as you can see, some of the functions I have splitting into chunks, right? The windows sizing, you split them a sliding window approach, where you split them into smaller chunks and windows to do the comparison with the LLM. These are all some algorithms that I came up with to make this more easier and quicker. So as you can see, it ranges here and it does in chunks. So let's wait and give it a few seconds. There you go. So now It picked up all the keywords out of this and it went and highlighted it inside the PDF. So it will clearly tell you the areas based on this side where the problem is, and you can walk through this and see what is wrong with the proposal, what are the keywords that we have addressed. And this one is a little bit, sometimes it is accurate, sometimes it's iffy. The reason is LLMs that I have is not the strongest one of all. Yeah, it does do wonders for small applications, but this being a large corpus and a large PDF, right? Sometimes it does like hallucinate, but we can improve this. I don't think so. It's too hard to improve this. So this is the application. And the best part is the whole thing was written in 2 days. The whole application you see was written in 2 days. The only the thing that you need to understand is writing the prompt. You have to be really accurate. And if you know your architecture, and if you are able to document your architecture, like how I documented it here, like, and generating the source code is pretty easy at the end of the day. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach me anytime. I'm available online. And this would be a regular things. I'm going to do this regularly now with the podcast approach. And I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you. This is Srikanth signing off.
கெட்டு போன அழகிய குட்டிச்சோறு இதுதான் இதுதான் நான் கெட்டு